Hello, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to explore the fascinating topics of psychic healing and the placebo effect. These are two concepts that have been studied extensively in the field of medicine, and they both have the potential to have a profound effect on our health and well-being. So, sit back, relax, and let's dive into the world of alternative medicine. What is psychic healing? Psychic healing, also known as energy healing, is a form of alternative medicine that involves the use of a practitioner's energy or psychic abilities to heal a patient. This can involve various techniques such as laying on of hands, visualization, or the use of crystals or other objects. The idea behind psychic healing is that the practitioner's energy can affect the energy of the patient, and this can lead to a healing response. The placebo effect is a well-known phenomenon in the field of medicine. It refers to the effect that a placebo or a fake treatment can have on a patient's symptoms. The placebo effect is not well understood, but it is believed to be related to the patient's belief in the treatment and the power of the mind to influence the body's response to illness. How do psychic healing and the placebo effect work? The exact mechanisms behind psychic healing and the placebo effect are not fully understood, but there are several theories that attempt to explain them. In the case of psychic healing, it is believed that the practitioner's energy can affect the energy of the patient, leading to a healing response. This can involve the practitioner channeling their energy into the patient, or the patient absorbing the energy of the practitioner. In the case of the placebo effect, it is believed that the patient's belief in the treatment can lead to a physiological response in the body. This can involve the release of certain chemicals in the brain, such as endorphins or dopamine, that can lead to a reduction in pain or other symptoms. The power of belief is a key component of both psychic healing and the placebo effect. It is believed that the patient's belief in the treatment is what leads to the healing response, rather than any actual physical effect of the treatment. This has been demonstrated in numerous studies where patients have experienced significant improvements in their symptoms, even when given a placebo treatment. A rash that wouldn't go away had initially troubled a 74-year-old woman. Her lower right leg was covered in waxy lumps with reddish and purple eruptions when she got to the hospital. The worst suspicions were supported by tests. It was a type of skin cancer called carcinoma. The prospects appeared bleak. Radiotherapy would not have been effective because the tumors had spread. The doctors were also unable to remove the skin-based tumors, according to the patient's doctor at St. James's Hospital in Dublin, Alan Irvine. Amputation was perhaps the best option. However, given her age, she was unlikely to adjust well to a prosthetic limb. They made the honest decision to wait while they considered their options after a lengthy discussion. Irvine explains, "We had a lot of agony over what to do. The miracle then began. The tumors were shrinking before their very eyes despite receiving no treatment at all. The tumors just vanished after we watched for a few months." According to Irvine, the patient was cancer-free after 20 weeks. Her diagnosis had been unambiguous, he says. She had somehow recovered from one of our most feared illnesses. Irvine understates. Everyone was thrilled and a little puzzled when he says this. Even though it is extremely uncommon, it demonstrates that cancer can be cleared from the body. The problem is how. The patient at Irvine thought it was God's hand. Just before the healing began, she had kissed a religious object. However, researchers are instead looking to the underlying biology of so-called spontaneous regression for clues that may increase the frequency of these rare instances of self-healing. In the event that you can prepare the body to do this on a more extensive scale, you could have something broadly pertinent, says Irvine. Sadly, due to their rarity, unanticipated cures for other types of cancer have received less research attention. However, the pioneering work of a little-known American doctor more than a century ago may hold some clues. William Bradley Coley was battling to save a patient who had a large tumor in his neck at the end of the 19th century. The cancer had not been eradicated by 5 operations. The patient then developed a severe skin infection and a blistering fever. The tumor had vanished by the time he had recovered. Coley tried out the theory on a small number of other patients and found that treating them with toxins derived from microbes or intentionally infecting them with bacteria-killed tumors that were otherwise inoperable. Could infection be the key to triggering remission on its own in general? recent evidence analyses certainly support the merits of investigating the concept. According to Rashidi and Fisher's research, 90% of leukemia patients had suffered from another illness, such as pneumonia, shortly before the cancer disappeared. Tumor disappearance following diphtheria, gonorrhea, hepatitis, influenza, malaria, measles, smallpox, and syphilis has been observed in other studies. In these bizarre circumstances, what doesn't kill you actually has the power to make you stronger. The healing is not caused by the microbes themselves. Instead, it is thought that the infection causes an immune response that is hostile to the tumor. For example, the fever's heat may make the tumor cells more vulnerable and cause cell suicide. Or on the other hand, maybe it's critical that when we are battling microorganisms or infections, our blood is inundated with fiery particles that are an invitation to battle for the body's macrophages, transforming these invulnerable cells into fighters that kill and immerse microorganisms, possibly the malignant growth as well. According to Henrik Schmidt, who works at the Aarhus University Hospital in Denmark, I think the infection changes the innate immune cells from helping the tumors to killing them. Our dendritic cells and T cells, for example, may be prompted to learn to recognize the tumorous cells as a result, allowing them to attack the cancer once more if it does return. In conclusion, psychic healing and the placebo effect are two fascinating concepts that have the potential to have a profound effect on our health and well-being. While the exact mechanisms behind these phenomena are not fully understood, it is clear that the power of belief can play a significant role in our ability to heal. By being more aware of these concepts, we can all become more mindful of the power of our own beliefs and the potential impact they can have on our health.